Well, another top free agent is off the board, and this time it's Dalton Risner, who I wanted the Chicago Bears to bring in, but he chose to re-sign with the Minnesota Vikings. Not happy that he stayed within a division, but happy for him as a person. And what does this mean for the Chicago Bears? Well, we need to look elsewhere if we decide to go through free agent in order to boost this offensive line with depth pieces. I think we do have the starters in place. I think this is one of the better offensive lines we've had in years past, but we definitely need guys to back them up because with key injuries last year, it definitely hurt us. And there's still solid talent out there, but no one is talking about that since offensive line is not the sexiest area in the NFL right now. But overall, I got someone for you guys that I think the Bears could bring in that not only knows Shane Waldron's playbook, but also could be a great mentor and depth piece to this team. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this episode of Just Another Year Chicago Bears. My name is Nick Rohde, and as always, thank you for tuning in. Today, I am talking about Phil Haynes, former Seahawks offensive guard, is still a free agent who is a very well-versed in Shane Waldron's offense due to their time in Seattle together, where he had much success as a player and as someone on and off the field. He is still a young guy who can be a huge depth piece considering the injury history of our offensive guards, like I was kind of saying earlier. And I'm going to break down Haynes down and what he brings to the table. And I would love to hear your guys' thoughts too on it. And before I begin today's show, if you're just happy with where the Chicago Bears roster is at the moment, if you think it's improved, if you think it's one of the better rosters we've had in years, if you think that there's longevity to this team like I do, make sure to smash that like button to show your support, along with commenting if you want Phil Haynes to come to the Chicago Bears and be a key depth piece on this offensive line to help build it for years to come and give Caleb Williams the proper protection he needs. So a little bit about Phil Haynes and what he would bring to this team. He is currently 28 years old, not a young man, but not an old man either. I don't think he has a couple years left in him, and he could bring great depth to this team. He is an offensive guard that can play on either side of the offensive line, which is great, and is only 5 years pro, all with the Seahawks, and was a starter with them for over 30 games. He is 6'4", 322 pounds, which you think that's big, and you're like, there's no way that fits Ryan Poles' athletic built type of offensive lineman. This guy is absolutely an athletic monster. So he's on the bigger side, but he's not in bad shape. This dude is a unit and could be a big body to fill for what we needed. And the reason why I'm saying he's an athletic monster, he scored a 9.26 RAS score in the combine a few years back due to his great size, speed, strength, and agility. And though he's heavy, he plays much lighter than he is, and he's a very reliable when in the right place, right time, and gets the job done. So NFL stats as an offensive lineman are always tough to come around because really it's just, are they on the field? Are they starter? Are they able to block? And what are their penalties? And PFF probably gives the best breakdown of offensive lineman ratings, so shout out to them. But it was hard to find stats on this guy, to be frank with you guys, but I did some deep digging, and this is what I got. Out of his 5-year career, he scored a 61.2 PFF grade overall. Not bad, not great, but better than a lot of things that we've had, especially remember when we brought in Dakota Dozer a couple years ago, we thought that was amazing. Wishing him the best. I think he actually retired, but not terrible. Not terrible. He's only had 8 penalties in his career as well in over 5 seasons, so I will take that. 4 of them being false starts and 4 of them being holding penalties. It happens. No one is perfect. There's holding calls missed all the time, but false starts, yeah, you really can't hide that because it kills the whole play. But still, only 4 over 5 years, not bad at all, at least better than what we've had. And his run passing and run blocking grades, not bad at all. His run blocking is definitely considered on the high according to scouts, and his pass blocking is slightly above mid. So this guy would definitely be a swing guard. He could go in on different packages. Hell, they could even use him in a tight end package if they wanted to put like a fridge type situation out there. But I feel like this is good for Williams because he can move on his feet, and if the pocket breaks down a little bit more, if he's on guard, great, it happens. I'm more concerned about our running backs. I'm not concerned about Caleb Williams at all. But he is a free agent for a reason, and that's because he's not the perfect offensive lineman. But he's also very football smart. They said that he's one of the smarter guards in the league. He can read defenses really well and call out packages. It's actually what Shane Waldron said while he was Seattle's offensive coordinator, talking very highly of Haynes. And, locker room culture is key. This guy definitely brings it. It's something that's been talked about amongst Seattle's teammates and general managers, coaches, anybody across the board during the last couple of seasons. So someone that you want to bring into here. But my big thing for me, guys, is that he knows this offense. He can bring the offensive line up to speed very, very quickly. I know they brought in some other different Seattle guards that have been, or tackles that have been in the Seattle system before, but why not just keep bringing them in? And he's young and he will be cheap. So I'm going to break that down in a minute, but overall, I like this guy a lot. Now, before I get more into the highlights of today, I'd like to thank today's sponsor, Freshly Organic Tequila Seltzer. Chicago-based startup that is the only world's organic tequila seltzer at the moment. Comes in 3 great flavors of lime, grapefruit, guava, and blood orange habanero. 99 calories, great for the weekend. And hey, an after-work drink never hurts sometimes, especially how sometimes those long summer days go. Make sure you get yourself some Freshly Day in the Freshly Finder in the link in the description. And the dude is just downright nasty. I mean, that's his playing style. He plays with aggression, and his athleticism makes him even scarier. He's very fast and has a high motor as well, keeping him on the field late in the games and able to keep up with his opponents till the very end, to the final round. And he's got energy. I mean, he protects his guys. He's pumped after big plays. He gets other guys pumped up. You don't see that emotion out of linemen because, yeah, they're tired. They're big dudes on the field. But guess what? This guy still brings it every single time. And I would love to see him on the sideline cheering guys on. If he does get in-game opportunity, he's raising them up. But overall, very good to have in your locker room. Couple of final comments about this guy. I mean, he made $4 million last year because he was a starter a few years back. He started in 8 games last year. Unfortunately, due to injury and other opportunities, he wasn't on the field nearly as much. He actually was able to play in the last couple of games, but Seattle was in a rebuild. They weren't going much elsewhere. Maybe he decided he didn't want to play, but he doesn't have a contract at the moment. He could be looking for some money. Bears have about $6.62 million left in cap before signing Rome Odunze and Caleb Williams. So overall, I mean, these guys are going to get paid. And I think that on top of it, the Bears could actually have some more cap, but I would sign him to a 1-year, $2.5 million contract. Bring him in, have him be a strong depth piece. Maybe he might not even make the roster. You don't have to pay him at all. But at least he's there for camp, so he's able to get other guys up to speed, and he makes some money himself. But overall, a good player, good locker room guy, and I would really love to see the Chicago Bears bring him in. But I want to hear your guys' thoughts in the comment section below, along with a bear down and liking this video if you would love the Bears to bring him in, and if you just love this Bears roster now. But with that, thank you as always for this episode of Just Another Your Chicago Bears. My name is Nick Brody, and as always, bear down, baby.